Friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have a very weird article here, and now the article is weird, but I think the ones involved in the article are very weird. The whole thing is strange. Let's get it on. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from November 8th, 2022. The Vatican is ready to act as a mediator in the case of there being negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. Really? Italian newspaper La Stampa wrote on November 8th. The Vatican proposes to involve other parties in the negotiations, in particular the United States and the European Union. The Vatican also offers its territory as a neutral place for negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. Pope Francis addressed Russia dictator Vladimir Putin and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky in a sermon on October 2nd. The pontiff called on Putin to stop the spiral of violence and death in Ukraine and asked Zelensky to be open to serious proposals for peace. French President Emmanuel Macron called on Pope Francis at the end of October, asking him to call dictator Vladimir Putin, head of the Russian Orthodox Church Kirill, and US President Joe Biden to advance the peace process in Ukraine. So the Vatican is ready to act as a mediator. I don't understand. I don't know. I disagree. And I don't want to say I don't understand. I understand perfectly, but I disagree with the role the Vatican, the Pope, tries to play in political, military arena and sphere. I don't know. I think that the role of the church is to make sure that it has churches open, and they have the sermons at the hours and times scheduled. Make sure that they educate their or train their priests or fathers or however you want to call them in the dogma of the scriptures. Make sure that they're good people and they follow the scriptures as required, and that's it. They play as mediator between the people and God, not between countries and interests and war machines and military Department of Defenses and all that. What's going on here? I mean, the church played an I would say infamous, put it this way, infamous role in the Middle Ages, thinking that it was all powerful and did whatever it wanted, and I don't think that was a good thing. Just stay with your, with whatever you have over there in your scriptures and stay focused on that. It doesn't mean you should not help, volunteer here and there, but I don't think you understand many things from the real world, and if you understand them, it's not your place, I would say, to go and get involved. You call Putin to start bloodshed. You don't know anything about it. I can assess that you're parallel with the issue and call the other guy to go and negotiate. You got it all wrong. You should call one and only player. United States, if you really want to call someone. But why would you call? What authority you have? As what? This is something I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. It just doesn't make. You can't be both. You're not supposed to be both. It's like you're just going outside of your sphere of your, I don't want to say authority, but your expertise, your goal. Some people might say, well, they can't just say like that, outside of the whole thing. They have to get involved and help. Well, I agree, but in order to help, you have to know how to help. Because, for instance, if I saw someone having a seizure and falls down, I would like to help, but maybe in my mind the best way to help is get a shovel and hit him in the head. Would that help? But that's how I thought I would help the guy over there, on the ground. Obviously, that's not the best way to help someone over there getting a shovel and hitting him in the head while the guy have a seizure over there, right? The same with the Vatican. You want to help, but maybe you don't know, and you make things worse than better. And even the fact that you try to get involved in politics and you call people and call certain shots without, I think, knowing what to know about or giving it a little political meaning. You call here, the Vatican, right? Calls on Putin to do what? To stop the spiral of violence and death. That means he's responsible for that. Because if you can stop that, that means you're in charge of that. So immediately he put guilt on Putin that he's the one who spiraled everything in violence and death. Do you think it's only Putin? I don't think it's only Putin. I think it's the other side as well. And I'm talking about the other side, I'm talking about the other states, I'm talking about the other sponsors, the other organizers of the Ukrainian military, Zelensky. Those are as guilty as these guys. It's a war. Don't tell me these guys are shooting civilians, the other guys are not shooting civilians. By accidents or by design. Okay? So from the very beginning, I think the Vatican doesn't know what they're talking about, but I think they do. So they get political. That's the first thing. And then the other one calls on Zelensky not to stop the spiral of violence and death. That would be a balanced approach. No, he says to be open to serious proposals for peace. That means he's the guy who is the victim and he should be just, come to the negotiation table because he's upset and doesn't want to come. And, I mean, it's two different, how should I put it, terms, if you want to, were assigned to Putin and Zelensky. Putin being the one with the violence and bloodshed and the criminal, and the other one, poor guy, is just upset a little bit and, come on, please come back and talk with this guy seriously, okay? It's two different people portrayed, a criminal and an upset victim. I know, and besides, this is another thing. Another thing that is very, how should I put it, very politically off. The Vatican, right, Catholic Church, is the Catholic Church. What are you? Why do you even insert yourself in an altercation between two Greek Orthodox countries? Mostly, I mean, Russia is, and Ukraine is the same way. Yeah, it has some Catholics because it has Hungarians, it's got Poles. Yes, there you have it on its territory. It has Romanians. Romanians are Greek Orthodox. Some of them turned into Greco-Catholic and all kind of bullshit. And anyway, that's a different story over there. So the majority are Greek Orthodox. I would say 90% of the whole. Why not? Let's say they have Kirill of Russia saying something, or maybe the Patriarch of Constantinople, right? Why not that guy? Is more entitled to organize all these things than is the Pope. Really, why not? Let's say I don't know. I'm not familiar with how the Hindu is structured. But let's say the head of the Hindu religion comes and say, we're going to organize it. Okay, but all of a sudden you place guilt, or you place this guy is a criminal, the other one is a poor victim. I don't want to talk to you. You're not a mediator here. I already know which side you are on, so you can't be. The same with Switzerland. Switzerland, no more neutral, done. Impose sanctions on countries and all that, and help this guy and hurt the other one, you lost it. The same with this guy. What I know, and besides, they don't have self-awareness. I think the Pope and his guys over there, They don't understand that they are not loved in the Orthodox Christian church and in that area. They're not loved. They are seen as being the attackers, the guys who want to destroy them. That's been tried for a long time. So what are you talking about? But they think they're coming as saviors. No. It's like, I don't know, we have a problem here, I have a problem with a neighbor, and I get a guy who's trying to kill me or something as a negotiator or something. No. Or a rapist or whatever, a criminal. I don't want you to be here. No. But they think they're pure and nice and good and all that. They don't understand that they are viewed as being enemy. Catholics are not the friends of Orthodox Christians. However you want to take it. They excommunicated one another on 2 occasions. They call the other ones as being sect something. They think they are the ones. The Catholics think that they are the only ones, and the rest are just sinners because they are, idiots, and vice versa. They all think they're the good ones and the other ones are the stupid. They don't say, well, the Catholics are our brothers and they're just a little bit misguided. Really? Yeah, and they just try to kind of take care of us in the past, I don't know, how many hundreds of years, thousands, I guess. So anyway, because you get to the first schism, you get the second schism, but they were separated since 330 or something by their ideologies. But anyway, I'm not going into religious stuff. The point is, you're not the right person. Pope, you're not the right person. Catholic. Yeah, you can help, but you're not going to help as an objective, impartial. You can mediate, yeah, that's great, but you got to calm down a little bit. You're not seen as anybody that has any kind of, as I said, if you help, come and help, but you're not viewed as an impartial, helper anyway. That's my assessment of that. Because, as I said, you're a Catholic, those are Orthodox. That's one thing. You made these comments, tells me who you are with and how you see things. And the Russians, how do they show up and say, yeah, okay, we're going to stop the bloodshed and the violence, and the other one will come and talk to us. No, that means it implies that I'm guilty. What? Smack. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.